Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Fresh Out the Podcast, the greatest podcast to ever rev a chainsaw. I am the board game guru, game master extraordinaire, and one of the hosts of the podcast, Jahananan.
And I'm the professional media and movie mastermind, the Funhouse Drew Munhausen, and we are here on episode 162 of Fresh Out the Podcast, where we are here to celebrate the end of the console wars, maybe?
What are you talking about?
Maybe. Let's. Are we just gonna jump right into it? We doing this?
What's going on?
Doing this
I'm scared. You're scaring me, Drew.
There's been a lot of stuff, just noise going on in the video game sphere recently. Did you see the Halo campaign evolved news, Jahan?
No.
Wow, this shocks me. Well, late last week, I believe on Friday, which is typically a slower news day of the week. People are wrapping up their week, getting ready for the weekend. So on that day, I had seen some rumors earlier on in the week that Microsoft was set to announce another remake of the original Halo game, Halo Combat Evolved. That they were going to be announcing a remake as part of the 25th anniversary of the Halo franchise, and that there was a good chance that it would be coming to PlayStation consoles as well. And that announcement did happen on Friday, and that was true. It is called Halo Campaign Evolved. It is a complete from the ground up remake of Halo Combat Evolved, the campaign. It does feature campaign co-op, I think up to 4-player co-op. This will be the first time that a Halo game has been available on a PlayStation console day one. But that is it. It just is the campaign remade and co-op. There's no additional multiplayer aspect to it. No typical Halo multiplayer that the franchise is really associated with.
Well, that's what we like to call trash.
Well, are you saying that Halo multiplayer is trash, or the fact it doesn't have multiplayer is trash?
The latter. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, as part of this, I'm pulling up all my information here.
Yeah, I might have heard this and just forgotten because, boo.
So prior to this announcement, there was an article on Bloomberg. Jason Schreier wrote that had a lot of information about Xbox profit margins. This is very interesting. I'm going to read some quotes from the story.
Ooh, we got to look behind the curtain. We always speculate.
Microsoft Corporation is asking its Xbox gaming division to produce profit margins that are well above the industry average, ratcheting up pressure on its video game makers during a difficult time for the field at large. Over the past 2 years, executives at the Seattle-based software giant have set an across-the-board goal of 30% accountability margins, a term Microsoft uses in lieu of profit margins. According to people familiar with the business, the gaming division, which includes dozens of studios, has responded by canceling products, raising prices, slashing thousands of jobs, said the people who asked not to be identified. The new goal, which hasn't been previously reported, is at the outer range of what a gaming studio can typically reach in a boom year, said Neil Barber, an analyst with S&P Global. A 30% or better margin is usually reserved for a publisher that is really nailing it. So basically, all that to say, it sounds like a lot of the expectation comes from the fact Microsoft is investing a lot in generative AI. They spent so much on this Activision Blizzard merger, or Activision Blizzard purchase, whenever that went into effect a couple years ago. And so this is where we're at. They spent all this money. Microsoft wants them to make money back. They're gonna release their games on every console now. We're already seeing that. We've now seen what people are referring to as the Xbox Infinity Stones, which are Forza, Gears, and Halo, are now all available or will soon be available on PlayStation. All the major Xbox exclusives are on PlayStation. So that's one thing. There's the whole thing of the Halo game launching without multiplayer. It's heavily rumored that Halo multiplayer is essentially going to become like a free-to-play experience that will probably launch on PlayStation, and they'll monetize the campaigns. It'll be a Fortnite style deal, right? Like, okay, you can buy skins, you can buy gear, you can buy whatever, but Halo multiplayer will be largely free to people, and that will probably be on PlayStation. So you'll get your Halo campaign that you can pay money for, and there will eventually be a Halo multiplayer aspect that probably comes to your consoles, a la these other Apex, Fortnite, what's the one that you all played sometimes, Splitgate, any of those kinds of free-to-play shooters. Overwatch is kind of that way now.
Yeah.
As well.
I'm somewhat okay with that system. I have my issues with it, but as long as I'm not paying extra, like as long as it's not a day one paid DLC, I think I can survive.
Right. So all that to say, Halo, the last big Xbox exclusive franchise, will be on PlayStation consoles when this campaign is, I think in January, I want to say is the date. Granted, if you still have Xbox Game Pass, you'll get it day one on your Xbox, all that stuff. Does this bother you at all or anything? Bother you is not the right word. Does this make you feel anything, Jahan? You're less of a Halo guy, I think, than I am.
I am like 0% a Halo guy. It's not really my thing. I don't really care. I haven't beaten any of the campaigns. It's just not my bag. it was fun playing the multiplayer sometimes at people's houses, but I was never really at the like Halo parties very often. Just wasn't my thing. I never had an Xbox growing up. Like the first Xbox I ever owned was a 360, and it was later in the console's history. But I mean,
Yeah, that's fair.
that being said, I like Xbox. Halo's just never my thing. I don't. I mean, other people having something doesn't diminish it being in your hands. You know what I mean? It's not. It's not really a big deal. The only thing is, it does change future purchases. I mean, the only reason I get Xbox is really for the games that it has, and I mean, I guess you can't really say that. The other reason I get is the ecosystem, the multiplayer, the Xbox like friends list, and like the way it works, like the Xbox setup, the feel. I like all that. But if PlayStation's still going to have exclusives, PlayStation has better hardware, PlayStation's about the same cost. I think next console, I'm probably going to get a PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Well, and there's a little bit more on that because with new consoles, in the wake of this Halo news, which has a lot of like, oh my gosh, John, don't go into the Xbox subreddit because it is doom and gloom there. It is people being like, this is it, rest in peace Xbox, like we're done. Because there were even quotes from Microsoft executives, Xbox executives from years ago. That's like the moment that we lose Halo, it's Xbox, and that's what people are feeling. It does feel like Xbox is just moving towards being like the biggest publisher out there. They're going to have their Bethesda games, their Obsidian games. Outer Worlds is officially available today on Game Pass. Outer Worlds 2, excuse me. However, the rumor mill, based on job listings and things and just the overall direction of the tech industry, it's pointing that new consoles could be releasing, as in like whatever the next Xbox is and the PS6, launching in 2027, which is about 2 years from now. Which kind of makes sense. The Xbox One and PS4 launched in late 2013. We got the Xbox Series X and PS5 in 2020, so that was about a 7-year gap in between those. So if you look at it that way, 2020 and now coming upon 2027, we could be seeing new consoles again. So there's that. And right now, the rumor about the next Microsoft console is that it'll essentially be a PC hybrid, which makes sense, especially having just seen the Xbox. Is it ROG Ally or ROG Ally? What's the
I call it the ROG Ally. It's probably the ROG, but I don't give a shit.
So they just had the Xbox ROG Ally X and whatever the lesser version launch. They're officially available. I think they're sold out a lot of places, but it's $600 for essentially the lesser version, $1,000 for the high-end version for the ROG Ally X.
Jesus.
They're out there with the Xbox UI and all that, but you can still access Steam through those. It's making PC gaming and Xbox gaming more portable if you choose to play on one of these high-end devices, which costs a pretty penny. It's a niche product. So it makes sense if that has just launched as basically like a PC hybrid handheld, that the next Xbox console will be a PC hybrid. It's saying that would have access to other storefronts like Steam and etc., which also means that technically you could play PlayStation games that are available on PC, on Steam, on your new Xbox console.
Yeah.
And I think that while this is kind of cool in theory and it seems consumer friendly for people that want to play their games everywhere and, merge their Steam library with their Xbox library, I saw some quotes online from other, prominent gaming influencers that said, so I'm just kind of paraphrasing from a bunch of people. Basically, like, this feels like, I'm saying this because I agree with it. This is kind of how I felt about it, but they put it in better words than me. But it feels like Microsoft is potentially giving players an off-ramp from current consoles. Get our PC hybrid, then just get a PC after that. And with the new ROG Ally, PC gaming is becoming the most convenient way to game. You got handhelds, you got cloud gaming, you got portability, you've got your desktop. You know, that's the way to game. And if you want a more traditional console, buy a PlayStation 6, because it really seems like this PC hybrid, whatever the next Xbox is, it'll probably be expensive.
Yeah.
If the ROG Ally X is $1,000, and even right now, game consoles are going up in price due to tariffs. The PS5 Pro is over $700. Like, surely the next Xbox, if it's this PC hybrid, will be a minimum $1,000. I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, my PC that I'm running on right now that I bought like 5 years ago is slightly over $1,000. You know what I mean? And it's not even like, it's decent, but it's not that high end.
Yeah. And I just feel like if this is where they're going, and if Microsoft is eventually not competing in the hardware space, like if they're doing these PC hybrids, you know, with maybe an Xbox UI and you can play Game Pass, it just seems like I could see PlayStation in that world allowing Game Pass on their consoles. And it's like, yeah, here's all your PlayStation exclusive. You pay for these. You can also pay a subscription for Game Pass on the console, and maybe PlayStation or Sony will start getting a cut of Game Pass, you know, whatever percentage goes towards them for allowing it to be on their consoles. I could see that. You know, Xbox needs to make back the money that they've been spending on all this stuff. They want Xbox to be a profitable brand.
Yeah.
And they're probably selling consoles at a loss, and they're not selling nearly as many of them as PlayStation. So invest everything in the software that you're producing and all the games and studios, and become an absolute powerhouse mega publisher. So that's why I, joke at the beginning that, are the console wars over? I think it's going to be really interesting here in the next couple of years when we start seeing these new consoles revealed and what Xbox is. But it's making me feel really justified in my decision to start transitioning away from playing on my Xbox and investing more in the PlayStation ecosystem, because my Xbox is basically just becoming my Game Pass machine now.
Yeah. I mean, is this? I'm already a hybrid console PC gamer,
Right.
so why not use my PC to play Xbox and then get a PlayStation 6 or whatever? I don't know. The hybrid, I have mixed feelings about a lot of this. First off, I'll address them becoming a publisher thing. The whole reason we were excited for them acquiring all this stuff was because, cool, we're Xbox people, we have Xboxes, we have Game Pass, we're going to get all this cool stuff that's exclusive to us. That's cool. If it's not exclusive to us, then what really happened is that everyone's still going to have access to all these games like they always have. The only thing that changed is that the people overseeing the development of these games have become shittier, more money-grubbing, conniving people that are willing to cancel beloved games to reach unreasonable profit margin goals, as you were saying earlier. So, like, a lot of beloved properties are now in danger, in theory. And I don't like that. That's dumb. And with no benefit to us. You know what I mean? No actual benefit. Like, we don't see anything out of this. Nothing good is coming out of them owning all of these things. Like, it was exciting when we saw a benefit. There is zero benefit to Microsoft owning all these studios now to us. We see nothing from it. It only benefits them. And so that kind of pisses me off after, like, us cheering it on and being excited for the merger. That kind of pisses me off. I'm not going to lie. But the other things, this hybrid Xbox PC, if I buy a PC, do I really want it to also be an Xbox? Is the PC going to be worth a damn when it's doing actual PC things? I actually use mine for work. You know what I mean? Like, I do a lot of other stuff. Like, is it going to be any good at that? Like, how's it going to be as a PC? Do I really?
That's
that's
where I'm at on it. It's like, while it seems consumer friendly of like, oh, access to storefronts and this hybrid, it's like, but like, then just get a PC. Like, here's the thing. there is an ability right now to play Xbox games and access the Steam, storefront right now on a video game playing machine, and that is called a PC. Like,
Yeah.
just get a PC.
I literally have access to Game Pass and Steam right now on this PC that I'm using currently. That's not a new thing. So it's kind of dumb. It's kind of a dumb development from them. I don't understand what they're doing. It seems kind of aimless. It seems like they're just throwing out, I don't know, they seem like meaningless platitudes that they're like, oh, this will get somebody excited because they don't understand that we're not really doing anything. Like, it's kind of bullshit. Long story short, it really just sounds like, yeah, PlayStation, if you want a console, get a PlayStation. Otherwise, PCs are where it's at, baby. Which I've been saying since I was like 12. So...
Yeah, I was so in the bag for Xbox for so long, and such a, I don't want to say blind defender, but I was a defender for sure.
Me too.
Even at times where it felt like they were stepping on rakes, I was like, that's okay for right now because we're playing the long game here and they know what they're doing. And I'm like, then another few years passes and another few years passes. It's been 10 years and I'm like what's gotten better here? What has improved? And I would be interested to see, obviously, for their purchase of Activision Blizzard to even happen, they had to go through major, FTC talks and everything to even get that purchase approved. And part of that was making sure and making a promise that Call of Duty games would be available on other consoles. But, I wonder how it would have turned out for them had they bought Activision Blizzard and been like, and now Call of Duty is exclusive to Xbox consoles. Like, how would that have drastically affected their hardware sales? Would people that owned PlayStations that like playing Call of Duty have gone out and bought an Xbox console to play it? I'd really be interested in that. We'll never know because ultimately they're, but it also, the other side of the coin is, yeah, make it as widely available as you possibly can and the most amount of people buying that game as possible, and you're going to reap the rewards of that.
I think that people that are running a software company that are these tech, dorks that are probably pretty good at running this computer company, this software user interface company, Microsoft, have no business running a video game company, and they don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand the culture. They don't understand what we want. And honestly, maybe they don't respect us enough to give us what we want. And, they're fucking up. And I don't know, man. It's just... This is bullshit. I don't... They're not doing anything that I like. It's not... It's like, okay, cool. You guys are doing literally nothing. So, yeah, boo. It's whatever.
And not that this is surprising at all, but if Halo Campaign Evolved is coming to PlayStation, and we've seen all, and the Gears of War remake is coming over there, it's interesting to me how they're kind of taking the classic Xbox franchises and remaking the first game or just releasing one at a time on there, like a slow drip into that ecosystem. But to me, it just... Indiana Jones is on PlayStation. Surely Fable will be on PlayStation day one. It makes me feel like at this point, they have now set us up to that any new major Xbox game that's announced will be available on PlayStation also.
Pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to keep. I'm sure this is not the last conversation, of course, that we'll have about this topic. It's going to be ongoing for the next couple of years as new pieces of news drop or new rumors about consoles or Microsoft doing something else weird. It's going to be really interesting to be a spectator. I'll say this too, Jahan. I mentioned that The Outer Worlds 2 is out now on Game Pass. So I think it's pre-installed on my Xbox. I could go start playing it right now. I haven't started playing it yet. But
I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to turn around and install it right after this because why not?
Here's the sad part. There's part of me that's like, I'm still paying for a Game Pass subscription. I still have my Xbox. I could play that game for free. But I feel so... Not for free. I mean, I'm paying for the subscription. But you know what I'm saying. I could play that game right now for no additional cost than what I'm paying. but I'm so just feeling burned by the Xbox ecosystem right now with Game Pass price increases and these things. I'm like, I've been really into my PlayStation lately. Like, I'd really rather play Outer Worlds 2 on my PlayStation and get trophies instead of achievements and these little things. But I guess not enough to pay $70 for the game. So I'm a little torn. I'm like, it makes me almost not even interested in playing Outer Worlds 2 at all.
You don't want to die on that $70 hill, Drew.
Yeah, I will play it on my Xbox, but it's just like right now I'm not even motivated to go play it because I don't really want to boot up my Xbox.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
It's weird. We used to brand ourselves as like the Xbox podcast for so long because you, me, and Gary were all such big Xbox guys.
Yeah. It sucks, but what are you going to do, man? We'll talk about this more in the future. I am sure.
We can talk about something more fun because you and I went to a movie screening together.
Oh, yeah?
We did. I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because you're more familiar with the source material than I am.
Bro, we fucking went and saw Chainsaw Man, the movie Reze Arc, and fucking it was sick as fuck, and it was awesome, and Drew liked it, and we had chainsaws on our head in real life, and it was cool. But yeah, we saw the Chainsaw Man movie. It was awesome. If you're not familiar with Chainsaw Man is an anime in which a really destitute, almost slave-like person who has no real lot in life, pretty much ground into dust. This guy is like the bottom of the barrel, but still somehow optimistic. He's about to die at the hands of a devil, but his friend, his pet, who is also a little cutesy little chainsaw devil, sacrifices himself, saves his life, and thus merges with his friend Denji, giving him the power to rev his inner chainsaw, become a chainsaw demon, thus becoming the Chainsaw Man. He becomes a very powerful devil hybrid. And that's more or less the gist of it. Eventually picked up by a government agency that specializes in fighting devils. Devils in this world are public knowledge. People know about them. People see them all the time. They're devil forecasts. People have to worry about them going outside. It's part of everyday life. And so these people deal with that kind of shit. And this movie is all about that. It's all about Denji. But yeah, I really like this movie. What were your thoughts about it? How did you feel about it? Just base thoughts real quick.
I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I definitely enjoyed it. I told you this after the screening that like I don't watch much anime.
Yeah.
Right. And so whenever I'm watching anime of any kind, be it a show or be it a movie, I always have to remind myself of like this is not paced the way that I'm expecting it to. So there's I don't want to say a slow burn, but there's definitely a longer act one that does a lot to set the scene. And I enjoyed all of that, but I just, during the movie, was like, man, I was expecting this to be like a nonstop action romp. And however, there is a moment in the movie where it transitions from that to the action that I was expecting, and the foot just slams down.
Oh, yeah.
Gas. And I think I probably just sat there with like my mouth slightly agape. Like I was in awe of the action that played out. It looked incredible. There were so many cool action set pieces and just cool vibes, and the animation was great. And I was all in at that point and really enjoyed it. It's worth noting this movie topped the box office this past weekend. It made $18 million here in the U.S.
That's wild for an anime movie in the U.S. That's pretty good.
Well, and we had that Demon Slayer movie that came out, however long, a few weeks ago or a couple months ago, whatever that was, and it made like $80 million in its opening weekend. It was something insane. And obviously that's a way bigger anime franchise than Chainsaw Man is. But the fact that Chainsaw Man has come out against a Bruce Springsteen biopic with Jeremy Allen White from The Bear and and a new Colleen Hoover adaptation of a like rom-com, this blew those away. Like this Chainsaw Man was #1. So I think it's pretty interesting that these anime movies are now getting that kind of play in the U.S. that you can do this, an event style release of the movie and it will top the box office. So
I like
there's obviously a real fandom here.
I like the idea of Jeremy Allen White sitting in his house being like, "What the fuck is Chainsaw Man?" Be really funny. But yeah, man, the movie starts off with some the Denji girl trouble type stuff. It goes on for a while, and then like you said, they hit the gas. There are some of the greatest fight scenes in anime history. Some crazy shit goes down. It becomes like city encompassing battles, and there's some deep story. They get to places where there is emotionality, deep emotionality, which is always surprising in these kinds of animes, but like anime is good at that. Anime is good at deep emotionality, and it ends very well. Start to finish, this movie's solid, man. I mean, if you're grading on a scale of anime, this is 10 out of 10, baby. This is perfect. This is everything. And like they perfectly adapt the anime into a movie. Like this is seamlessly, this is exactly the feels of the anime in movie form. I really liked it.
It's worth noting, we saw an early screening of this. It was a fan screening, so there were it was actually a really good theater. I feel like we were with a good crowd and a lot of fans. I mean, there were people cosplaying.
There's a lot of cosplay,
yeah. So it was a cool vibe overall. You could tell people were excited to see the movie, and there were definitely audible gasps and laughs and things during scenes. So it was. I think that really elevated my experience. Had I gone by myself to see this in like a near empty theater in the middle of of the week and like a weeknight, I think I would have been less enthused. But we saw this in an absolutely hype filled, theater. It was cool. I had a great time. I haven't seen all the anime. I had watched at least the first episode before we saw the movie, so I kind of knew what to expect, and I still kind of feel like I want to go revisit there's only 12 episodes, they're like 20 minutes a piece, so you can drill through the first season in a night if you want to.
I've been wanting to rewatch it actually, because that movie got me hyped, dude. Got me hyped. I really want a second season. I don't know, man. It was a good movie. I had a good time.
I would imagine with the success of this movie theatrically that either you're going to get more Chainsaw Man in the form of an arc in a movie format like this, almost like we've been getting with Dragon Ball Z, recent years, or you'll get a second season. No. I would imagine they'll do something.
I mean, they have to. I mean, we still haven't seen the Gun Devil or anything. They just allude to him, so I really need this. I really need this. All right.
Yep.
Enough anime. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No apology needed. We had a good time. We even had good pizza beforehand. We split some pizzas. It was good. It was a good time.
It was a very good time.
I wanted to go to the movies again this past weekend, and I had planned to see that new Springsteen biopic that we're talking about. I was going to go see Springsteen, was it Deliver Us from Nowhere, Deliver Me from Nowhere, whatever it's called. And was looking for times, and then I saw some of my local theaters around me were showing a limited amount of screenings of Guillermo del Toro's new Frankenstein film that's coming to Netflix on November 7th. And I was like, man, if I have the opportunity to see that on a big screen, I'm going to go do it. And I like Guillermo del Toro. I like his movies. I know I've been seeing interviews with him about this Frankenstein movie and how Frankenstein is his favorite. Frankenstein's monsters, his favorite of the monsters, and this is like his life's work, is what Guillermo del Toro has been saying. And there's bits of the Frankenstein story in all of his work. And so I was like, you know what? I will go see this. And I have to say that I really enjoyed it. I'm really glad that I saw it the way that I did. For those that don't know, as I said, it's coming to Netflix November 7th. stars Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein. It stars Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein's monster. Mia Goth is in the film. Christoph Waltz. It's a great cast.
That is a
Oscar
great
Isaac,
cast. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac is pretty incredible as Victor Frankenstein, and the passion and brilliance and loneliness and insanity that he brings to the role is great. Jacob Elordi as the monster was also fantastic. It's very, I think, faithful to the source material, so there's not like any surprises there, but it's also very different, I think, from what we're used to seeing of Frankenstein's monster on screen and the Boris Karloff, big square head and all that. This is a bit more faithful, and I just, man, I loved it. I mean, it's like a feast for thine eyes, tons of practical effects, practical sets, amazing makeup, amazing costumes. Like, this is a GDLT movie as you would expect.
Any puppets?
Everything looks fantastic. Oh yeah, there's a few.
Fuck yeah.
There's some good puppets. There's one in the beginning during like a demonstration that I was kind of in awe of. It's like an amazing prop. Some really good practical effects. The only time where there's some really noticeable CG, I feel like, is with some animals, some scenes with animals. But yeah, man, I really vibed with it. It's long. It's like 2.5 hours long. So I'd say that's probably my only note, is like there's maybe a little bit that could have been trimmed out of it. I felt the length while watching it, but it didn't really ruin my experience of this. So I think also, like, this is gonna, it's not breaking new ground to be like, yeah, new Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie, probably gonna do pretty well on Netflix. Like, that's not, it doesn't take an expert to say that, but yeah. I've seen some divisive critic takes on this. I've seen people that really liked it, and I've seen some that it really didn't resonate with. My take after seeing it is that I really enjoyed it, and I do think that mass audiences with Netflix accounts are going to enjoy this. That being said, it definitely won't benefit from people watching it while half distracted on their phone or whatever, watching it at home. This is a great film, and I know that we're all paying a lot for our Netflix subscription as it is. That those prices keep going up every year, every other year as it is. Netflix is expensive, so it's probably dumb to say, go spend the extra money to go see this movie in a theater. But if you have a theater near you that's showing this movie, over Halloween weekend, and you want to go check out something kind of spooky that's very pretty and well acted and just amazing from a technical standpoint, like, do yourself a favor and go spend the extra money and go see it in theater, because I don't think that you'll be disappointed by it. It's like, this is one you should see on the big screen. People are still going to enjoy it on Netflix, and I'll probably watch it again once it's out there. But I know we're basically going to have it in our houses in a week and a half, but man, go see it in a theater if you can. I really enjoyed this. I could see it's definitely going to be in like the makeup and hairstyling and costuming, awards conversation. But I think that there's a chance that if this gets a pretty good reaction from fans, that it could make its way into the 10 movies that are nominated for Best Picture this year. Because it kind of has the commercial appeal to it. So we'll see.
That'd be cool.
I really liked it.
I look forward to watching this a lot.
Yeah, highly recommend. Another auteur-driven movie that I watched that I liked much less, again, this is also a Netflix release, is A House of Dynamite. This is the newest film from director Catherine Bigelow, which is noteworthy because she has not had a new movie since 2016. Catherine Bigelow, Oscar-winning director, I believe the first female to win Best Director at the Academy Awards for The Hurt Locker. Also made Zero Dark 30. The last movie she made theatrically was Detroit. But also, Point Break and some other classics. She's got a great filmography. but has struggled to get something made since Detroit kind of bombed several years ago. Well, she has a new movie that's on Netflix now. So she got that Netflix payout. And House of Dynamite, it's another kind of political thriller. Stars Idris Elba, plays the president of the United States, Rebecca Ferguson,
Again?
Jared Harris, Tracy Letts.
Wait, no, he was the prime minister in that John Cena movie. Never mind.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Anthony Ramos, Greta Lee, Jason Clarke. Like, this has a really big cast. And the premise is a nuclear weapon has been fired at the United States, but they're unclear where the origin of it is. So they don't know who has fired it. But they're, basically in 20 minutes, it's looking like it's going to hit Chicago in the U.S. So it's all about what happens behind the scenes when something like this happens, and trying to get to the root of it, trying to, intercept the missile, and kind of all like the panic and everything that happens behind the scenes. And you get kind of the same story plays out multiple times in the movie from different perspectives of people. Like, it's one of those types of movies. Like, here's a 20-minute section of the movie. Now we're going to show you that 20 minutes again, but from this person's perspective. And then we'll show it again from this person's perspective. And I just don't know if what's happening here is interesting enough to see it that many times, because there's like, you kind of like, you already have gotten the picture. There is definitely some interesting commentary here. There's good performances. I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me. Also, it's like kind of depressing to watch at this time, because in this movie, it's a very well-oiled machine of people that are working to try to save our country.
Yeah.
And it's very smart people who are capable in their jobs. And just,
what's that like?
right. With the current administration in something like this, like, question, red flags may be raised. And I think that's why it's out now. It's like to remind you of what our government does in these situations, and how it takes a lot of smart, very capable people to do, to help protect us should something happen. So yeah, but yeah, it's a shame. I like Catherine Bigelow's movies. I was happy for her to get a new big release, but this one just didn't really do it for me in the way that I thought it would. Yeah, it was fine, I'd say.
It was fine? Okay.
It's fine, yeah. That's A House of Dynamite. It is on Netflix now. And the only other movie I was going to mention was Tron Ares. At the last recording that we did at the end, I asked if you had any interest in Tron. You said no, and especially not with Jared Leto. That was a big fart noise for you. And the funny thing is that I went and saw this movie, and then the next week you and I were debating to do an episode, or if we were going to delay it. And I was like, I didn't see anything, we can skip it. And at that moment, I had genuinely forgotten that I had gone to see Tron Ares. So that goes to show you how much of
the trauma response.
Yeah, there's not much to say about this, Jahan.
It's a loose-handed diarrhea, yeah.
There's some really cool effects, some really cool visual effects. The Nine Inch Nails score didn't really do much for me. There was nothing that really stuck out. To me, the score from the last one, Tron Legacy, which was, why is it escaping me? You know who did the score of that one?
Yeah.
Duo. They're not doing the thing anymore.
Daft Punk.
Thank you. I thought the Daft Punk score of Tron Legacy was way more impactful than the Nine Inch Nails one here. Jared Leto plays an emotionless, like, AI thing, so I guess that is the one thing he's capable of doing. I don't know, man. He
has such range.
Nobody was asking for a Tron sequel.
No.
It came out and it didn't perform well at the box office. It's going to lose money. Disney is obviously adamant about making Tron a thing. They have a brand new roller coaster that just opened within the past couple of years at Disney World. That's a Tron themed coaster. It looks awesome.
I mean,
That roller coaster looks fantastic.
they could easily make Tron a thing. Write a better script.
Yeah.
Don't cast Jared Leto.
This is tough, man. The story in this one is so bad. Like, it's just, the writing's terrible. The only thing I'd recommend is just going for some of the visuals, but man, that's about it. And it stinks because Greta Lee, who's in A House of Dynamite also, she's in this movie, and an actress that I really like, and she's just not well served doing something like this. This is a paycheck kind of movie, and yeah, man, it's not good. It's not good. Too bad.
Yeah, I've heard some
I
of
didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, but it's not very redeemable.
I've actually listened to some of the soundtracks separately, and I've heard better from Nine Inch Nails.
There you go.
I was a little disappointed.
There you go. Yeah. That's it for fresh movies. That's all I had watched from the movie front.
We started really strong. That segment ended badly, but okay, let's go on to fresh TV.
I mean, that's true. It was just like Chainsaw Man, yes. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, yes. House of Dynamite, Tron Ares,
wah wah.
Wah, wah. But fresh TV, some fun stuff. I'll let you start off here because I've been talking movies for a while.
I only watched really one show. I picked up a Haunted Hotel on Netflix. It's an animated show. It's got Will Forte. A family takes over a hotel after the mom's brother dies, but the brother's ghost is still there, played by Will Forte. They run the hotel together. There's a bunch of ghosts and goblins and scary things and supernatural things going on, and they're trying to run a successful hotel business. So it's a comedy. It's got like loose Gravity Falls feels, not quite. It's nothing will ever be of that caliber, but it's got that.
Is it like adult humor? Or
it's
is
adult.
It for kids?
It is not for kids.
Okay.
It is a grown-up show. It's adult animation. It's not as over the top and raunchy as a lot of adult animation is. It's not, it's not sleaze and garbage for the sake of sleaze and garbage. It is contained. It's handled maturely. You know what I mean? It's not like, we could swear and make poop jokes, so let's do it all the time. It's done well. I think it's funny. I think it's worth a watch. It's definitely some good casual viewing. I'm not saying it's going to be your favorite show in the whole world, but it's funny. I like Will Forte, and I think that this fills a pretty good niche of this, spooky, supernatural humor show, So I like it. Netflix. Check it out. Haunted Hotel. Boom! That's how you do it.
Well, speaking of Netflix, I watched a Netflix show as well, and it's a documentary series, Starting Five. This is a show, it's in its second season, that follows 5 different NBA stars over the course of 8 episodes. And so this is, basketball season just started, officially started last week.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Starting Five kind of launched with that, and I got into it. I really like it. I love sports documentaries, especially that chronicle in real time, like I always talk about Hard Knocks every year. Starting Five basically goes through the last NBA season, the 2024-2025 season. But it follows, am I going to be able to do this off the top of my head? The new season follows Kevin Durant, James Harden, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jaylen Brown. So there you go. The 5 players that it follows, and I've really enjoyed it. So that's Starting Five. If you're an NBA fan or you just like sports documentaries, it's on Netflix. I recommend. John, I know you and I have different tastes in shows and things that we watch. We align on a lot of things, but we also have things that we like separately that we're able to come together and talk about.
Yeah, I'm cool and awesome, and you're lame and boring.
I set you up for that one. There is a new series, comedy series, on HBO, HBO Max, called The Chair Company. And if there's anything that I would be like, Jahan, you gotta watch this show.
Okay.
It's The Chair Company.
Okay.
This is a new HBO comedy series from Tim Robinson. So this is another Tim Robinson show.
I fucking love Tim Robinson.
Yeah, and Friendship came out this year, which I really liked, and now he's got this show uh, on HBO. And the premise so far, so 3 episodes have aired as of right now. I think it'll be an 8-episode series. They're 25, 30-minute long episodes. The basic premise is Tim Robinson plays this like project manager to property development person. He's developing this new mall. And during like a big moment at work where he gets to kind of present things, he's been promoted, things are going great. In front of all of his friends and coworkers, he goes to sit in this chair and the chair breaks and it collapses, and he has an embarrassing moment where he falls on his ass in front of all his friends and coworkers. And so this leads him to investigate, in his embarrassment, whoever made this chair, and starts to like unravel this conspiracy
for 8 episodes.
Yes. The mystery behind the company that developed this chair.
Fuck.
And where it all leads him to. And it is very funny. And again, the way that Tim Robinson can make things that we all encounter in our day-to-day life, like things that we know are not unique to us, but show them in a show and make them very funny, I think is something to be admired. As an example, in the 2nd episode, he has to go to do a news interview.
Okay.
And he has to drive there, and a coworker is like, "Well, let's ride together." And he's like, "No, we'll drive separately." And the other person, the coworker, is like, "All right, well then I'll just follow you." And he's like, "No, don't follow. Just put it in your map, and you go your way, and I'll go my way, and we'll see each other there." And I'm like, I get this. Like, this resonates with me. Who I'm like, no, I don't want you to ride with me. I want to drive by myself, but I also don't want the anxiety of you following. Just go. And like, making that type of situation, like showing it on TV, that's like a common thing that people experience, I think is so funny. You just have to watch it. Some of the line deliveries, some of the things that just catch me off guard and make me laugh so hard. If you like Tim Robinson humor, you absolutely have to watch this show, The Chair Company. There's 3 episodes out now. It is on HBO Max and HBO. I highly recommend.
I'm gonna have to check this out. Yeah, I might go watch it after this. Actually, it sounds really funny.
Please do. I loved it. Or I am loving it, I should say. So. Yeah, we're in a good place with TV. HBO also this past weekend just debuted the new It, series. It, Welcome to Derry, like the Stephen King Scary Clown TV show spinoff that I've heard good things about. I want to watch it. I just haven't had a chance to. But HBO right now, good stuff going on.
HBO's been doing it, man. HBO, solid.
Yep. So that's it. That's it for Fresh TV.
Hell yeah, dude. All we got left is fresh games, and that's all you, baby.
I mean, I talked a lot about Ghost of Yote before when we our last episode. I think I was kind of really getting into the game at that point, and I have completed the game. I have platinumed the game. I think I put in about 55 hours or so into Ghost of Yote. I loved it, John. I think I liked it more than Ghost of Tsushima. I thought the story was great. I thought the combat was excellent. The open world is incredible. The way that they lead you to find things on your own and stories and things throughout, even the side quests, all were interesting. I thought that overall Ghost of Yote, just an incredible open world game that I was considering, like, do I even really want to play this right now? Do I want to buy this? Man, it got its hooks in me deep, and I was playing it nonstop for weeks until I platinumed it. I really enjoyed it. I know that you are interested in this. Eventually, I don't know if it's available on PC yet or not.
It's not.
But yeah, it's a great game. Really,
I might pick up Ghost of Tsushima though. Hey, that's available on PC.
Also a great game. You can't go wrong if that is available there. If you haven't played it, check it out. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
Both of these games are good.
Yeah, when it comes to games, I've just really been playing Marvel Snap lately. This season's all about zombies, so you know how that goes. So
I was playing some Resident Evil. Like, I finished Ghost of Yotei, and I was like, what do I want to play? Do I want to start something new? I tried the new Ninja Gaiden game that's on Game Pass, Ninja Gaiden 4. Played like the first 20 minutes or so. Those games, it's just not my thing. Like, I don't know. That's just not an action franchise that appeals to me. And I was like, I'm going to play something spooky during spooky season, even if it's comfort food. I was playing Resident Evil 8 Village, so I didn't put it on here because I think I talked about that game on this. I think we were doing the podcast when that game came out, and I talked about it at release.
yeah.
But I played it again on PlayStation this time, and so I got to kind of re-earn the trophies, redo it all. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. I think last Halloween my game was Dead Space. I don't remember, but yeah, I didn't play a spooky game this year. Oh well. But hey, that does it for Fresh Games. All that's left is our Fresh Picks of the Week. Mine is super easy. Mine is Chainsaw Man the movie. It was fucking sick.
And mine will be Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is my Fresh Pick of the Week. So those are two really, really good movie picks for Picks of the Week.
Hell yeah,
Can't
dude.
go wrong with either of them.
Solid movies this week. Yeah, that Chainsaw Man really did it for me, dude. That was, oh man, I'm still like riding a high from that. But yeah, hell yeah, dude. Another excellent podcast, sir. Thank you very much. We're the best, and everything we do is cool and awesome. So, hey, everybody, thanks for listening. If you were listening. If you weren't listening, then you can't hear me now, so suck it. My name's Johannanon. I'm the Board Game Guru Game Master Extraordinaire.
And I'm the professional media and movie mastermind, the Funhouse, Drew Munhausen, and thank you so much for listening to episode 162 of Fresh Out the Podcast.
Stay fresh.